All right, it's the final biology exam. Don't panic. Seriously. In the next few minutes, we're going to cover the absolute essentials, everything you need to know. Let's do this. Look, forget flipping through hundreds of pages in your textbook. We are going to cut right through the noise and hit the most important topics that always come up in the exam, starting with the foundation of everything. And that foundation, of course, is the cell. Okay, this definition is your absolute starting point. Just think of cells like Lego bricks. You can build literally anything with them, a plant, an animal, you, but it all starts with that one single basic brick. Now, examiners love this comparison. This is where you get easy marks. Plant cells have 3 key things that animal cells just don't: a really rigid cell wall for structure, a huge vacuole to store water, and chloroplasts to do photosynthesis. Animal cells, they're a bit simpler. No wall, which makes them more flexible. So, here's the bottom line. If you see a diagram with a thick, boxy cell wall, you are 100% looking at a plant cell. That wall is what lets plants stand up so tall. It is the biggest giveaway, for sure. Okay, so we've got the building blocks, but how do they get their power? Well, it's a 2-part process. First, you make the fuel, and then you burn it. Photosynthesis is basically magic. It's how plants make their own food right out of thin air. They take sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water and turn it into glucose. That's sugar, pure energy. And get this, the waste product? It's the oxygen that we all breathe. Pretty cool, right? And this is the other side of the coin. Every living cell, yours, mine, a plant's, takes that glucose and burns it using oxygen to release energy. That energy is packed into a molecule called ATP, which is kind of like the cell's rechargeable battery pack. This little table shows you exactly what's happening every time you take a breath. See? We breathe in oxygen, and our cells use up about 5% of it. But look at the carbon dioxide. We breathe out more than 100 times the amount we breathe in. That's respiration happening right there, in real time. You have to lock this into your brain. One process uses CO2 and water to make glucose and oxygen. The other one uses glucose and oxygen to make CO2 and water. They're a perfect cycle. One makes the fuel, the other one burns it. Simple as that. Okay, so we've made the fuel and we know how to burn it. But how does all that good stuff get from your lungs and your stomach all the way to, say, the tip of your toe? That's where the body's highway system comes in. Welcome to the transport network. Think of arteries as the big motorways, carrying blood away from the heart under really high pressure. That's why they need those thick, muscular walls. Veins are more like the local roads, bringing the blood back to the heart. The pressure is way lower, so they have these clever little valves to make sure blood doesn't flow backward. And this is the engine room, the heart itself. Just follow the flow. Blood without oxygen comes into the right side, gets a quick trip to the lungs for an oxygen top-up, then it comes back to the left side, and finally, the super powerful left ventricle pumps that fresh, oxygenated blood out to the entire body. It's a double-loop system, powered by one amazing pump. Here is a super simple memory trick that will absolutely save you in the exam. Just remember A for artery and A for away. If you can remember that arteries carry blood away from the heart, you automatically know veins do the opposite. They bring it to the heart. That's easy marks right there. So, all these incredible systems are designed to keep one organism alive. But how does life actually, make more of itself? Let's talk about reproduction. Life really has 2 main strategies here. Asexual is the simple one. One parent just makes an identical copy of itself, a clone. It's super fast. Sexual reproduction, on the other hand, involves 2 parents combining their genetic info. This whole process shuffles the DNA deck and creates variation, which is the absolute key to evolution. Now, let's check out plants. You can usually tell how a plant reproduces just by looking at its flower. Wind-pollinated flowers? They're built for chance. They're small, kind of dull, and they make tons of light pollen. But insect-pollinated flowers, they're built for attraction. They've got big, bright petals and offer sweet nectar as a reward.
So the crucial point here for your exam is that form always fits function. A flower is not going to waste energy on flashy petals if it's just relying on the wind. But if it needs to attract a bee, you better believe it's going to put on a dramatic show.
The body is just an amazing, amazing machine. But what happens when it gets invaded? Let's quickly cover health and disease. This is your key term for the enemy, a pathogen.
It's any tiny little invader, a virus, a bacterium, anything like that can get inside you, mess up your systems, and make you sick. And you really need to know who's who in this rogues gallery. Bacteria cause things like cholera. Viruses are behind HIV and the flu. And other little microbes, like protists, are responsible for diseases like malaria. Just make sure you can link the pathogen type to the disease it causes. And remember, your immune system isn't just throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. It's a highly specialized army. When a specific pathogen invades, your white blood cells create these custom-made weapons called antibodies, designed to find and destroy that one specific enemy. And there you have it. In just a few minutes, we've gone through the entire story of life. From that single cell to how it gets energy, moves things around, makes copies of itself, and how it defends itself. That's the core of your syllabus, all covered. All the key connections are right here. You've got this. Walk into that exam with confidence, knowing you understand how it all fits together. Now go and ace it. Good luck.